Call lookers all the time, 'cause the strip clubs don't get no respect.
It's the best new song. This is the new hit single.
It's going up on iTunes later tonight.
Mac and Jeeves, a JXE stream on a Wednesday. What is this madness?
It is the best kind of madness. Always.
This is all the kinds of madness. This is where we all go to die in glory. Although we will live. We will likely live. Ladies and gentlemen, hello! Welcome to JXE Streams. It is Wednesday. It's a special day. Because Mr. Tim Seppala... Hello, Tim.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man. Tim Seppala said to me last week, he's like, hey, man, there's gonna be Fallout 4. There's Fallout 4 happening. And me, if you guys are unaware, my name is Anthony John Agnello. I'm streams producer here at Engadget. I was like, yeah, Fallout. Fallout's awesome. And Tim said, let's play Fallout 3. So that everybody can remember how awesome Fallout is in the lead up to Fallout 4. So here we are, and we are playing Fallout 3. This is the Xbox 360 version of Fallout 3. Would you agree with me, Tim, that this is likely the most widely played version of Fallout 3?
I would say definitely. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know, hold on. PC probably has its fair share of players.
Right.
And I would say that community is a little more active now than the Xbox community because of mods.
Right.
But I think, like, everybody's moved on to Skyrim on PC, though.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Once Skyrim came along in 2011, it seemed that everybody just dropped Fallout 3 immediately. They dropped it like a sack of flour. And
did anybody even care about New Vegas?
Well, that's an interesting question. So Prince Nightstar here in the chat has said Fallout 3 is my favorite game ever.
Wow.
Prince Nightstar, this is gentleman or lady. I'm assuming gentleman since Prince, but Prince Nightstar is a new gentleman here in the chat. We have many of our regulars: Hoplon42, Bill D, Yodel, Mac and Jeeves, Something Mimic, and Render B are all hanging out today. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
So tell us, actually. You know, I've never played Fallout New Vegas. Hoplon42 says, yes, New Vegas is the superior product.
Ooh.
And I enjoyed my time with Fallout 3. So when Fallout 3 came out in 2008, I was not a big player of Western-style RPGs at that point in my life. They were not what I tended to seek out. So that was like, you know, that was a new experience for me. And I enjoyed my time playing Fallout 3, but not so much that I absolutely needed to play New Vegas. And I'll tell you, I think part of that was the fact that I chose to play Fallout 3 on PlayStation 3.
Oh, that was your problem, probably.
It was not the smartest choice. It was not the best choice I've ever made. And I think that really, like, it's the equivalent of saying, I am going to go on a cross-country road trip.
In a Yugo.
You literally took it out of my mouth. I was literally going to say, in a Yugo. I am going to experience the countryside of the United States of America in a Yugo. That is what I chose to do with Fallout 3.
Oh! Oh! Oh, you'll see it on the stream in a second. It was awesome.
You are in the area of the game that really convinced me.
Oh my god!
Ooh, wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just did another thing.
That guy's head just, like, disintegrated. It was just beautiful.
A mole rat, not to be confused with a mouse rat.
Yeah, no, that was Kim Possible's best friend. Right
that
there.
Dog didn't see it coming either.
That dog didn't see it coming. Everybody, that's the first that you're going to hear a Kim Possible reference here on JXE Streams. I think that's the first time it's ever happened. So a lot of people here in the chat are saying that New Vegas is pretty awesome. Combat Master 103 says that New Vegas is awesome because of the modding community. And Something Nick says New Vegas also had an NPC named Max that had a shotgun with no bullets, which is pretty awesome. That's really awesome.
God, how many dogs can I decapitate today? This is going to be this is the new thing.
So Tim, where are you? Where are you in Fallout 3? You're early on. You're in the area that's not too distant.
Right.
From where you emerge in the apocalypse.
I am... Let's see. Let me check really quick. I think I'm almost to level 6. Status. Yeah, I'm a level 5. I'm almost to level 6. I am right outside of Megaton. And I have done... The only thing that's left to do in Megaton is to decide whether or not I want to blow up the town or to save it. And... What else? I have done the next actual main critical path mission that I need to do is to go to Galaxy News Radio, so then I can follow in my father's footsteps and hear more than just Malcolm McDowell's propaganda spewing voice over my Pip-Boy.
All right, you know what a mod that I would actually start playing Fallout 3 again? If this mod existed, I would play Fallout 3 again. If it wasn't Galaxy News Radio, but you had to get to News Radio.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
So you had to travel across the wasteland. And there's like a mutant Phil Hartman and Dave Foley waiting for me.
Is there a mutant Joe Rogan?
There's absolutely a mutant. No, Joe Rogan is just Joe Rogan.
he does remind me of a ghoul, for whatever reason.
He is ghoulish. He is a ghoulish individual. And Yodel, yes, rest in peace, Phil Hartman. In pieces. Oh, I see what you did.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Yeah, too soon. Too soon. We're not even to 20 years yet.
So, Anthony, my thing,
Yes.
why I wanted to pick this game back up, because it's always been, I mean, since I finished it, about a year or so afterward, it's like, it's always been in my mind, oh, I wish I had the time to go back and replay that game. Because I really, really, really liked it. And I didn't play New Vegas, because, to me, it was an Obsidian game. I'm going to go back. Right now, I think, is a good point to we need to come up with a contest to decide whether or not I'm going to blow up Megaton. So, chat.
All right. The chat. Well, the chat is still talking about Joe Rogan and Andy Dick. How Andy Dick figures into Fallout 3 News Radio.
Okay.
So, and everybody's saying that Andy Dick is just immortal and has just lived through the apocalypse. So here is what I suggest to you guys in the chat. Whoever comes up with the first complete synopsis for an episode of News Radio that takes place in the world of Fallout 3, it has to be coherent. You have to tell me what all the characters do in that episode. You have to tell me what all the characters do and how it fits into the world of Fallout 3. The person who delivers this to me in one message, don't bomb the chat with multiple messages. You got to give me like a paragraph episode summary. The first person to give me a full episode that Tim and I deem truly awesome will get to decide if Megaton explodes or not. How do you feel about that, Tim?
I'm into that. I am way into that. You guys have 5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes, so it's 3:39 Eastern Time right now. We'll give you until 3:45. You guys got to tell me all about Dick.
And you get one chance. You can't do multiple things. You have one shot for this.
One shot. It's got to be a full episode summary in one message in the chat. One message. I'm so excited about this.
This is the best. Anyways.
Jeeves, can't I just write a haiku like last time? Man, when did we do the haikus?
God,
that was a long time ago.
Haikus was with me and Jess. We were doing stuff with haikus. That was for Witcher 3 and for The Hunter.
Oh man, I am so sad that I missed that Witcher 3 stream.
Taylor Swift haikus. Just after the contest was over, people just in chat just kept coming up with more Taylor Swift haikus.
Oh man! So while you guys were streaming Witcher 3, I can actually talk about where I was when you guys were streaming Witcher 3.
Okay.
At the exact moment that you guys were streaming Witcher 3, I had been at a pre-E3 event playing Disney Infinity.
Yeah, you played a lot of stuff, but yes,
I did
Disney
play a lot of
Infinity.
stuff. We still
What is
can't
this?
talk about all the things that I played from E3 2015. But while you guys were doing Witcher, I played Disney Infinity that day, and I also played. So that was Tuesday, right? That was Tuesday of that week, the 19th.
Yes.
So that was Disney Infinity. Another one that I can't talk about until tomorrow, but tune into engadget.com/gaming if you're curious about games that involve birthing and fights. Does that clue you into the title? Does that let you know what I'm talking about? Fight birthing.
I was about to say fight birth, but I didn't want to violate any NDAs.
We can talk about fight birth, but that's not. I'm not breaking any kind of embargo right
Hold
there.
on, so fight birth. So what are the first few rules of fight birth?
The first rule of fight birth is that you don't talk about what's happening while you're fight birthing, because it's just awkward. Don't talk about it.
I'm trying to find an entrance into this building, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, I don't think that's a building you're allowed in.
Alright, so, since you can't talk about fight birth, let's go back to Infinity.
Infinity was great, man. I had never really played a Disney Infinity game before, but they let us sit down with Disney Infinity Star Wars, and unfortunately it was the prequel one. It was the Fall of the Republic.
Oh.
Or Twilight of the Republic.
I like that name, though. That's a good name.
It's a good name. It's a good name. And even though you're like, ew, prequels, what was really cool is the people making the Disney Infinity Twilight of the Republic. It's not Avalanche. It's Ninja Theory.
Oh.
Where the guy is behind Enslaved and DMC and Heavenly Sword. And I you know, it's funny. I don't think they make games that are always good, but I'm fascinated by them.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You know, yeah. I love DMC, but I found Heavenly Sword and Enslaved to be both deeply flawed. But they no matter what, they make great combat. They make great melee combat, and Star Wars Disney Infinity has great melee combat. It's not nearly as simplistic as you would expect it to be. Like, you expect it to be a baby game, but it actually feels really good. Like, it feels really cool and all, like, I got to be Yoda and Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not proper Obi-Wan Kenobi, I got to be Ewan McGregor.
So like, what you're saying is it's cool and it feels good, so it's like Preparation H.
It is. I would say that when you smear it on something that is sore and tender, you get an ideal Jedi experience.
Oh my god.
Yaddle had. Okay, wait. Okay.
Oh, that guy's eyes closed when I popped his head off.
We've got some amazing episode summaries here. All right.
Okay.
So, Combat Master 103. No. The Lone Wanderer just killed 50 kajillion people in Megaton, and F you, I mean, shifted the trade routes. Well, this is news, radio, where you get your news on the radio. No, absolutely not. Noble effort, though, Combat Master. Something mimic. Matthew Brock is on location at Tenpenny Tower and trips into Mr. Tenpenny, activating the Megaton bomb in Megaton. That's pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's a front runner.
It would just be the opening with Phil Hartman and his cane, and there's a constant mushroom cloud in the background, and they're all just mutants making grumbling noises. I kind of love that. I kind of like that.
Oh boy.
Strike Hole 15, if you guys felt anything in the air or saw a mushroom cloud, that was the shantytown Megaton blowing to smithereens. Lord knows how that happened, but whoever was behind it must be a dangerous guy or gal. Watch yourselves out there in the ways, guys. 3 dog out. Ow. Yaddle, I think Yaddle is the front. right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Yodel. Yeah.
Yodel, you've got it, man. Yodel, it's up to you.
Yeah, this power is in your hands.
Power is in your hands.
Once I finish...
Yodel said, I feel like mine is kind of a cheat.
Well...
He realized it was also a chance to reference Hell Comes to Frogtown. Which, I really... man. So, here's a question. Tim, and Yodel, since you brought it up, is Hell Comes to Frogtown the best Rowdy Roddy Piper movie ever made?
I have never seen this movie.
Oh, you've never... Oh,
I have never...
Well, have you seen any of the films in Rowdy Roddy Piper's oeuvre?
I have not.
Oh my god.
Wait. Oh, no. I have seen something that he's in. I don't remember what it is, though.
Have you seen They Live?
I don't think it was that... Wait. Is that... Yes, I think it was that one.
It's the movie where he puts on sunglasses and then realizes that aliens have taken over the planet.
Oh, God.
It's one of the greatest movies. It's where the line, I came to kick ass...
And chew bubblegum.
Came from. That is not a Duke Nukem thing. Duke Nukem just really likes John Carpenter.
Yeah, and Duke Nukem cribbed from, like, all kinds of stuff.
From everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Yodel said, They Live is superior to Hell Comes to Frogtown. Yeah, They Live is one of the greatest things of all time. And, like, I really want to spoil the ending for you right now, Tim.
I mean, I will let you. Go for it.
The ending is so good, though. Now I kind of just want you to watch
it. Oh, no! Uh-oh, this could go badly. Or, I don't know how that happened. You guys will see it in a second.
Oh, did these raiders give it to you?
Oh, no, you'll see. Wait.
Are you doing an actual side mission, or did you just go?
No, I'm raiding the Springvale Elementary. I'm just going through. I was looking for something that was cool instead of just wandering around the wasteland.
It's very funny. I don't remember this game looking particularly good.
Oh, it doesn't look good, but it has a style to it. It has a very cohesive style.
I was just going to say, it looks a lot better than I remember it, and not just because I played the PlayStation 3 version.
I mean, we're also streaming at 1080, or we're also streaming at 720p, so it looks a little better than this as it is.
Well, this is how I witnessed the Xbox 360 version at the time, 720p output on a. Well, I did have a 1080p TV at the time.
Wow, baller.
Yeah. Well, it was not big. it was
like a 22-inch.
It was a 37-inch. I want to say. Not super tiny, but not exactly a beast.
Oh, I am crippled, and I'm moving really slowly, and I don't have anything to save me, so I'm going to have to get out of here.
Yeah, retreat.
Yeah.
Man, had you played a bunch? There's a lot of love for the original Fallout and Fallout 2 in the chat. Had you played those?
I had not. I hadn't played any of the previous Fallout games going into this at all.
I knew that you and your father were very much console guys when those games came out, right?
Yep, my dad didn't play it. He, after the original Xbox, he kind of fell out. We always did a bunch of Halo co-op. We did that a lot. Him and I played a lot of Project Gotham Racing. A ton of it.
There you go. Nice.
But, after the original Xbox, he bought a PlayStation 3 when they were still $500. And it came with a bunch of free Blu-rays and stuff. He got super into Burnout Paradise, to the point where he bought a Bluetooth headset so he could play online.
Wow.
He was playing online, and also he was staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning playing online during the week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. So yes, I'm not sure where you were going to go with this, but there's that.
I was just going to say, Bill D here in the chat said, I'd say it's mainly the character models and faces in particular that look bad. The environments are done well. That's kind of the Bethesda Softworks thing, isn't it?
That's Ubisoft's thing as well.
That's Ubisoft. Well, Ubisoft, man, they don't really...
And AI.
Yeah, they don't really make anything that looks great these days.
I keep dying. I need to not do this. I'm going to see if I can fast travel really quick over to Megaton. Okay, so you were saying, going back to me and my dad and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I was curious what your impression was of the Fallout games when they did come out. Like, were you aware of them? You know, when you were a teenager, and like, were you like, does that sounds like something I'd be interested in? Because Fallout 1 and 2, for me, you know, I was aware that they existed in the 90s, but they were part of like that world of PC games that was just, no, I'm never going to have something that can run those, and it's a realm of complex mechanics that I just, it seems so foreign that, no, I'm just going to retreat and go play Tomb Raider 2 again.
I wasn't even aware of PC gaming, really, at that point. Like, I had Duke Nukem 3D, my first computer, I got it in 6th grade, so it would have been 1996. And it was, I don't know the exact specs or anything. It was a Windows 95 machine. It came preloaded with Weezer's Buddy Holly, the video. And I used that computer. I had to use that computer until my junior year in high school in 2001. So I had that computer for an awfully long time, and it was never capable of running really any games aside from like Hyperman and Siberia, the stuff that came with it, and Pitfall: The Mind Adventure. Never anything that was like, I wasn't even aware of PC gaming outside of that space. So no, I didn't play any of the Fallout games at all previous to this, or prior to this.
Do you think you ever will? Do you think you'll ever go back and try those?
Nope, that time is over. Because I don't really play PC games now, except like I'll stream them and stuff because I have that proficiency, but I've never been like, oh man, I really want to go back and play that game that I missed out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Side question: did Yaddle decide if he wants me to blow this town up or not?
No, I don't think he's. I think he did make that call. I think he wants us to explode this place.
Okay. And to answer your question in chat, I'm looking right now. Something Mimic. My dad didn't get burned out on Burnout. He picked up the next Need for Speed afterward, the one that was made by Criterion, and he wasn't super into it. And he wasn't into the Need for Speed that came out prior to that either. Hot Pursuit. He wasn't into either one of those. Which was strange because as much as he loved playing online in Burnout, he didn't like the forced online aspect of the Need for Speeds, which kind of struck me as like, whoa, this is weird, but yeah.
Let me see here. I got...
Oh wow, Yaddle, kill them all, okay. Rig the bomb to explode.
We thought at the pre-E3 event that we were going to see the new Need for Speed. We thought that was going to be there to play, because it's going to be playable at E3.
Yeah, that's the reboots.
The reboot, but it is not. It was not playable. They showed us some very fancy clips.
Okay.
That are comparable to the trailer that went out there, and it does it. You know, I can't really speak to it. It's made by Ghost Studios, the people that were basically built out of the ashes of Criterion.
Yeah.
Even though Criterion technically still exists.
Yeah, they're doing that weird, like, first-person racing game that's based, like, that was inspired by GoPro cameras and stuff, and I don't know what that's going to be like. I trust Criterion, but I'm cautious about this.
Something Mimic asks the very important question: how the heck do you reboot a racing game? And
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because...
I hope it has FMV sequences like Need for Speed Most Wanted did on Xbox 360. I need to find 10 Penny Tower, by the way.
FMV sequences with, like, a woman Like, who was that woman?
It was a model slash actress that was hot for us. Hot as in popular. I mean, of course she was attractive because she was wearing a halter top throughout the entire video game. But I mean,
that's what cops. That's what undercover cops wear.
Of course.
They wear halter tops.
Right.
There's a lot of talk in the chat about what you had to do to even get Fallout 1 and 2 to run.
What is there is fire? There's a random thing happening.
What did you cause to happen?
I didn't cause anything. There's some raiders fighting amongst themselves, or they're killing stuff. I don't. Oh, they're trying to kill me now. Oh, they killed a Brotherhood of Steel outcast. Pricks! They have to die for that.
Go show them what's what. Oh, it was Ming Na, Yodel. Really? Was it?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember. I was pretty sure it was an Asian girl.
Ming Na, well, she like, you know, you said that she was hot.
Yeah,
hot.
For a moment.
I would say that she remains hot.
Well, I meant hot as hot as in popular for a moment. I haven't seen Ming Na in quite a long time, so
I'm gonna yeah, you're probably right. you're probably right.
That's a Deftones lyric inadvertently.
Oh no, Stubbsy 247. Yeah, no, that is right. Maggie Q.
That's it. Okay.
That's who it was. Maggie Q. Come to me, Google. Let's see if we can get some of these cheesy...
Ah, I'm over encumbered.
Yeah, there she is. Wait, now, so she goes by Maggie Q, but her real name is Margaret Denise Quigley. And let me say that that is a much cooler name. Why would you change that?
I don't know, man.
If I could go around being a real Quigley...
Would you be from down under?
I would be, yeah. So what do you specialize in when you level up in this?
All right,
are you rolling a different sort of character than
I don't remember what my previous character was. I'm just for this one I'm doing explosives, lockpicks. Oh, my three main skills are lockpicks, small guns, and something else. Repair. And then I'm specializing more going into explosives and speech because I like influencing people when I talk.
Yeah.
And I use one of the perks I have is Black Widow, which allows you to sweet talk men and get information out of them. Because I'm playing as a lady. Right. And I had to reload because I kept dying outside. I was stuck in a really bad loop outside of Springvale Elementary. Alright, apparel. Should I wear that? Oh, I need to drop some stuff. I don't know what to drop. I'll drop the power armor. There we go.
So when I played Fallout, I specialized in much like you. I specialized in speech and lockpicking because those always seem like the most useful things to me.
Yeah, they're what I always go for.
I always go for that. Like, Witcher 3, the very first thing I started, like, leveling was Geralt's, like, sign that lets him influence people in conversations.
Ooh. Oh, God, where am I going?
Automatically.
Oh, no. One of my hands is crippled. Yeah, I turned in my piece earlier this afternoon about The Witcher 3, and it should be going up probably tomorrow or Friday.
I'm very excited to read that.
I'm happy with it so far.
Do you want to give people do you want to tease them with the headline?
Yeah,
it's a very good headline.
Yeah, the headline is I want to love Witcher 3, but my Xbox won't let me.
Yeah. Yep.
There's just so much going on with that game technically that really boggles my mind. So one of the big glitches in that game on Xbox One is it was corrupting saves and getting caught in an endless loading loop. Well, brutal. I realized that to fix this, what they did was they disabled suspending of the game. Because the suspension of the game is what was causing it to corrupt saves and go into a loading loop. And before the patch came out, the way to deal with it was to unplug your Xbox One and let it sit without power for a couple of moments, and then plug it back in, and you were fine. So to sidestep this, they just eliminated suspending the game entirely. So anytime you start the game, it takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go from booting the game from the dashboard to actually getting in-game. And there are just so many other little technical glitches and stuff. It's just really... Like I said, I want to love the game, but I can't. It's making the game... My console is making it really hard to love that game.
Oh, man. Yeah. God, that's just a bitch. Like, because, you know, as I've told you, I've been playing it on PlayStation 4, and I understand that many people have experienced quite a few technical bugs on PS4 as well, but I haven't run into anything. The game did crash on me once, right when I started playing it for the first time.
Okay.
I loaded it up, it got to one of the very first, like, cutscenes, when you just get, like, a full face full of Geralt ass. Just, like, all Geralt ass. Just, like, just butts. Just Witcher butts in your face.
Team butts!
And the game crashed. And I think that was more a case of, like, my PlayStation 4 getting a case of the vapors. It's more like, ooh! Oh, my!
Ooh, I want some of that sterile Witcher butt.
Yeah, and well, since then, it's been running fine. Fancy Cat 2008, you know, he's saying PC, and I actually did not, I decided not to go with the PC version of The Witcher, and I honestly don't know why. I could have, my machine is fully capable of running that, but like, I was in a shop and I saw the PlayStation 4 version, and I was like, that's how I want to play this game. I think that part of the reason because of that is I want to see how CD Projekt Red is making the transition into console development.
I think that's a big reason why the game's having, you know. All right, so yeah. we're on version 1.04 for consoles, and the patch notes for version 1.04, the word fixes is listed 52 times.
Wow! Holy crap! I mean, like, it's very interesting to watch a developer go through that process, because Fallout 3 is a very good example of that. Bethesda really hadn't gotten their console groove going. You know, Elder Scrolls 4 suffered from many of the same problems. It ran pretty well on 360, but had a bunch of exploits that you could just destroy that game with, like an item trick. And Fallout 3 was
not to mention horse armor.
Yeah, the horse armor, exactly.
The first piece of Xbox DLC, it's horse armor.
Actually, speaking of Bethesda, like Bethesda Softworks, not like the publishing entity, the developer that makes these games, did they directly do the the original Xbox port of Morrowind? If somebody in the chat could inform.
I think so.
Did they? That's a fascinating port. By the time, Skyrim is pretty great on all the consoles.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 3 version's still not perfect. But all around, like, Skyrim was the moment that it really felt like they were starting to really get what it was like to make something on these machines that you don't have, you know, that you can't tinker with on the inside to make the perfect settings.
Right.
So Duke had a question here in the chat a little bit ago that I really wanted to get to, because it's obviously pertinent given how we're going to destroy Megaton. Duke asks, do you guys have a preferred side when playing games with choices? Do you go good or bad? How about it, Tim? Do you go good or bad?
I remember in this game, when I did my initial playthrough back in 2008, 2009, I think I was neutral karma the whole way through. Like, I would just go through and I would choose, you know, mostly good stuff, but if there was a really awesome dialogue option that let me be a dick in something that I would actually say, oh, I picked it. I absolutely picked it. For example, in this run-through I did, I was doing the blood ties, or the blood relationship side quest, where you have to find the vampire cult. And it turns out the vampire cult is hiding out in a subway station, and you go in there and you find out that the reason why the vampire cult, like, they have this kid that's locked up that killed his family because he couldn't control his vampire hunger. So you go in, and it turns out it's not just, oh, hey, I'm walking into the subway station, I can go get this kid. There's a huge thing where you have to go through a bunch of different people to talk to and figure out where the kid's located inside the subway station. And then I got in there and I finally found him, and the option was, do you know how much of a bitch it was to find you? And I chose it because it was awesome. And I know toward the end of this, when you encounter the little kids that are hanging out, like, in the cave system or something, they call everybody mungos. They have awesome dialogue options, and I was just a dick to all the little kids. And then there's the pint-sized slasher, or pint-sized terrorist, and I killed a lot of people as a child in this game. So, I mean, I mostly play the good path, because it's hard being a dick to people for me, like, or doing a very bad harm to other people.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I have a lot of trouble being a bastard.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to know what happens if you set off the bomb in Megaton, but I couldn't bring myself to do it when I played Fallout 3. I just couldn't bring myself to frickin' do it.
Well, we are about to find out. I mean, I'm about halfway to Tenpenny Tower, if not more.
Mega Scotty Hottie says, I really hope Fallout 4 has aliens.
Yeah.
The aliens is in all caps, and do you mean
xenomorphs?
Do you mean extraterrestrials, or do you mean xenomorphs? Because, like, I don't want Fallout 4 to be just another bug hunt.
Oh,
hey-o!
Oh my god!
Hey-o! That might be the worst.
Oh my god!
Worst deployment I have ever done. In this
oh my god!
That was awful. Just terrible. Just terrible in every way.
What was it? I think I remember reading something about BioWare where they said, this was before Mass Effect had ever come out, but they were talking about the light side and dark side aspects of Knights of the Old Republic, and they said it's actually harder to play light side, which is what it should be. Like, dark side is the easy path. Right. You know, especially when you could do stuff and you could screw up that water puzzle on purpose on, God, I forget the name of that water planet in Knights of the Old Republic. But then you come back up, and then they're telling you, oh, you have to participate in this trial now. It's like, oh, crap. But yeah, you could totally screw that up and screw everybody over. Because it was easier. And, I mean, they said that they did that because they wanted to make the light side harder and making being good harder.
You know, I will say, so I replayed Knights of the Old Republic for the first time in many, many years.
Okay, on a PC, on a console, or on a tablet?
I played the original Xbox version emulated on my 360. And some of those, you know, like the software emulation that let you do, you know, the backwards compatibility on with Xbox games on 360 is dicey at its best.
Yeah, don't play Fable on that.
Yeah, don't play Fable that way. Don't play Psychonauts that way. It could be really tricky.
Don't play Jurassic Park Operation Genesis that way.
What are you saying, Tim?
I mean, I'm saying that when we play that game tomorrow, we're going to be playing it the way God intended on a Sega Genesis, or on a Xbox.
Yes.
Life will find a way to let us play this game for the internet.
When I replayed Knights of the Old Republic, I said to myself, this time I'm finally going to play evil. I'm going to go dark side. I'm going to do it this time. I believe in myself. And I made it like 10 minutes in and immediately started playing light side again. Yeah, I could not do it. I couldn't.
One of the problems with this, I did that too, and I remember starting that save file, and my name on that was Darth Balls. You know, because I was original and I was really into Jay and Silent Bob at that time. But I started it, and the problem is, first off, that first planet takes forever to leave. Forever.
Yeah, it really does.
And secondly, you don't get dark side points for doing dark side stuff necessarily. It's kind of inconsistent with that. Like when you have the rat ghouls, and you can choose to either somebody's brother is under attack, and you can choose to open the gates to let him in, or you can choose to shut them so then he gets murdered by the rat ghouls, or he turns into a rat ghoul. I was like, on my Darth Balls playthrough, I was like, I'm gonna let this guy get screwed over. I did it, and I got 0 dark side points. I was like, what? That's strange. It might have been a glitch. I don't know.
See, I think that is part of the problem with games that like let you be, you know, good or bad. Like I don't like that dichotomy of, you know, the good negative karma thing. Like playing Fallout does closer to what I like, because it doesn't really always give you a straight up value judgment. Like you were talking about, like there's like the neutral, like you can be neutral.
Yeah.
You can come out of this being pretty gray, which I like, but there is still like an evaluative aspect. There's, you know, there's like the little devil, the little angel signs. And I don't like games that break things into such stark choices. It's why I like The Witcher so much. Is the Witcher, you know, The Witcher sort of lets you make choices like you run into in Fallout, but it really doesn't tell you if they're good or bad. Like, you could do something that you think is good, and somebody was discussing this in the chat. Like, you'll do something that you think is going to be a good thing for people, and then 5 people will die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there was something I was playing recently, and I'm almost positive it was Witcher 3 when I was streaming with Jess, and I said, yeah, I really like this because it's not like, oh, hey, you know, it just lets you make your choices. It doesn't say, whoa, this is a good choice, this is a bad choice. It's just a choice that you make. Because, like in life, you don't know what your choice is. I mean, you have a general idea. Okay, you know, if I rob a bank, that's probably a bad thing. You know, but on the other hand, it's like, but what if I cheat on my taxes?
What if you rob a bank and it's just one last gig before Swayze gets out of it? And
oh my God, I know where you're going with this.
Think I'm going to help the Sways. I'm going to help the Sways get out of this life of crime. But because of your actions, you caused Gary Busey to die. How would you feel about that? Is that bad?
I mean, well, considering that I just purchased that Blu-ray on Amazon for $5 and I watched it last weekend, I mean... Also, one thing. Did you know that movie is directed by none other than Catherine Bigelow, who did Zero Dark 30, and also she did something else recently too, but that is Catherine Bigelow.
It sure as hell is. Sure as hell is Catherine Bigelow.
Which blew me away.
You know, I don't want to go too far down the Point Break hole, but I watched the trailer for the new Point Break, and, you know, fine, whatever, extreme sports movie, guys. Like, I get why you would make that movie, and I get why you would call it Point Break, because if it's a name that's even remotely familiar, you're probably going to make a little bit more money. But, like, it might be a fine movie, but it will not have Gary Busey sitting in a car by himself talking about how Calvin and Hobbes...
Yes! Oh my God, I love that. I was waiting for you to finish that. It's like, he's going to do it, and then you did it! Oh my God!
That's the mark of a quality picture, as far as I'm concerned. Does it have Gary Busey forcing Keanu Reeves to go buy him meatball sandwiches so that he can read Calvin and Hobbes by himself? That's what I want to see in a movie.
You can't see it, but my head is in my hand, and I'm like leaning over on my desk, and I am just so happy right now.
That scene, that is the That is the robust light bar support of filmmaking.
Oh
right
my
there, that's it. That's what it is. Stubbsy247 says the new Point Break looks pants. And I'm going to have to agree.
Well, I will say, though, like, upon rewatching this film this weekend, I noticed that there is a very clear nod, like near the beginning of the movie, when Keanu is talking with the chick Kit from A League of Their Own, who has dark brown hair in that movie. Like, he gazes over her wall or her mantle or something, and there's a shot of like all the guys doing extreme sports stuff, skydiving, base jumping, surfing, and all that. And I was like, okay, so this isn't that far removed. Like, the sequel isn't that far removed. It's kind of an expansion on this idea. And then also they jump out of a friggin' helicopter, or they jump out of an airplane and go skydiving. So I get that it's not super far removed. It's just not entirely about the trailer. Rather, the trailer is not entirely about surfing. Yeah. The movie could still be a gigantic piece of crap, which I am expecting it to be. Much like the movie Pixels, which looks like a gigantic piece of crap.
Oof. Oh, God.
But
how do you this is actually an interesting question. How do you feel about like movies that are adaptations of it? Because I feel like far more of them are announced and put into production than actually get released. Like there was a
unless they're made by Uwe Boll.
Yeah, the one Uwe Boll is the one that actually gets them made.
Yep.
But like, you know, like Fallout, I know that there was for a long time, like Fallout was one of those things, like BioShock.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're gonna make a Fallout movie, they're gonna make a BioShock movie, and then it never comes together. And how do you feel about this? Mega Scotty Hottie in the chat is saying, I need a Fallout movie kind of like Mad Max.
Oh,
and I mean, but like we already have Mad Max,
right? And Fallout draws a lot of inspiration from Mad Max,
right?
So,
do you? I don't think I want a movie of Fallout. You know, I go to Fallout to be a person in Fallout. You know?
Yeah. See, I think that the movies, the best video game movies, aren't tied to video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now follow with me here. Drive is the best Grand Theft Auto movie we will ever get.
Ever. It's that like exaggerated, crazy Los Angeles, and it's got way better characters than the ones in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, and it's like the protagonist is basically silent. I mean, he's not entirely dead quiet, but he doesn't talk much. Yeah. And then we have John Wick, which is the best Max Payne movie we will ever get.
Well, actually, so in the same vein as John Wick, because John Wick really is like damn near just a Max Payne thing.
Yeah.
And if anybody in the chat has not seen John Wick, go rent John Wick.
Yeah, buy it.
It's great.
It's worth watching many times.
But have you ever seen a Clive Owen movie called Shoot 'Em Up?
Yes. That's where he's banging the Merovingian's wife while in a gunfight.
Yeah, he and Monica Bellucci, they do the intercourse during a gunfight.
They go straight to the bone zone, and there's no coming back from it.
They go right it's a one-way ticket to the bone zone in that movie. Yeah, Clive Owen in that movie stabs a guy through the eye with a carrot. And it is I think Shoot 'Em Up is appropriately named and is the closest that anybody will ever get to making a movie out of like 1980s arcade games.
Yeah.
That's the closest you'll ever get to a movie that is like Contra or, Rolling Thunder, if you want to dig deep.
What about Russian Attack?
Russian Attack? No, they made a movie of Russian Attack.
Really?
Yes.
Oh God,
It's called Red Dawn.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's somebody just running forward and stabbing people with a knife repeatedly.
All right, I'm trying to figure out where to find Mr. Burke so I can blow Megaton.
All right, Mega Scotty Hottie says, I'm really hyped for the new Hitman movie. The last Hitman movie was bad.
I didn't see it.
Oh, with Timothy Olyphant? Oh my god, it is...
That was his pre-Justified days.
It was, yeah, but it was also post-Deadwood, which made it even more of a bummer.
Oh.
Because he's so awesome in Deadwood.
I haven't seen Deadwood.
Oh,
I know. I'm told it... No, my very, 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 very good friend, John Serba, a critic for... a local and statewide movie critic has told me, he's offered me to borrow it multiple times. I just haven't had time. He says the dialogue is Shakespearean, but with 4-letter words, and it's fantastic.
Oh, man. Well, his recommendation is one you should take. Is one you should follow. Just pretending I was playing Deadwood made Red Dead Redemption even better for me. I'll be perfectly honest.
Okay, I found Mr. Burke.
Mr. Burke is expecting you.
Finally.
So this is a true story of actually this is speaking of the Hitman movie. I actually will credit the original Hitman movie with getting me into video game journalism in a lot of ways.
Wow.
Because I went to go see the original Hitman in 2007 to review it for the site that I worked for at the time, Nerve.com.
Mm-hmm.
And where they screened the Timothy Olyphant Hitman movie was in Fox's headquarters in New York.
Ooh.
Which, you know, like in the basement, of this place is where they film Fox News. You have to go right into the frickin' belly of the beast.
Oh, that's near Times Square.
Yeah. It is not too far. It's close. It's right by Rockefeller Center.
Oh, that's what I meant. Rockefeller
Across the street
Center.
from Rockefeller Center.
Yep.
And,
I was there last fall. I didn't go into Fox, but yeah. Our coworker Edgar, his wife, actually does research and stuff for Fox News.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in there. It was my first time in the building. And I go up to one of their tiny little screening rooms. And it is like the only other people there. It's like me and a couple of people, you know, in the back who I didn't really get a good look at, and then these like 5 New York film critics. Like one of them was from the Post, and they're like a joke about aging like New York film critics. Like, oh, what is this crap? I gotta watch it. What is this? What is this nonsense? What is this? Some kind of bullshit video game movie I gotta watch? And it's like that voice isn't an exaggeration. This guy actually sounded like that. He's sitting behind me, and he goes, yeah, one of my fucking kids would play one of these games. I can't believe I gotta watch this. And I hear a voice go, actually, the Hitman game...
Actually, it's about ethics and movie journalism.
It's about video. Yeah, it was a time-traveling gamer game. This is amazing. No, a guy behind me pipes up and says, actually, the Hitman games are for adults. They're not meant for small children, so I highly doubt that. And I was like, somebody behind me is awesome, and I need to talk to this human being. And that is how I met Adam Rosenberg.
This is oh my god! Okay.
Yeah. And Adam Rosenberg, another video game critic who Tim and I know well, and who is currently at Mashable. And Adam and I have worked together for years after that moment. And, you know, like, we just sparked up a conversation after watching that horrible, horrible Hitman movie. And, about a year after that, I started my first site, and Adam helped introduce me to a bunch of people in the industry, and then Adam did some writing for me at that website, and then I did some writing for him. Yeah, so Hitman the movie is how I got into this in a lot of ways.
That is awesome. That is really, really, really cool.
And, I mean, like, I still had to watch that movie, though, so it's not all a good story.
Okay.
Totally good. Who's this old man who you're talking to?
That is Alistair Tenpenny, and he was saying. I asked him. I said, why blow up Megaton? He goes, I was complaining one day about that metal eyesore out in the distance, and Mr. Burke offered to take care of it for me. Simple as that. I was like, whoa! And now I'm going to destroy it. All right, Yodel, this is for you, buddy. Activating the remote detonator.
Oh man, I've never seen this done. I'm pretty excited.
Here we go. Oh wow! Oh wow! That happened. Oh.
Oh dear.
Yup. Oh.
Stingray X2000 is horrified by your choices, as is Pepper Sandwich.
This is not me.
Something Mimic has reminded you to look directly into the explosion. Make sure you look directly
I did. This is all Yodel's fault.
This is all Yodel's fault. Technically, this is all Yodel's fault.
Yeah, so guys, throw your hate at Yodel right now.
So Danny P76 says, prepare to be hunted down. Do the people of Megaton, do survivors come to get you?
I don't know. I've never done this before, so I'm going to go back to Megaton and see what's going on. Also, instead of just getting 100 caps out of Mr. Burke, I used the Black Widow perk, and I got 500 caps out of him for this.
Oh, man.
Oh,
is that a lot? I can't remember how the economy works.
I don't remember. I know. I haven't done a lot of purchasing yet, and like I said, the only place I've been has been Megaton. I haven't been to any of the other establishments.
All right, Rasmusvin in here in the chat says survivors after that. You know, like people who are out like scavenging, picking up some Nuka-Cola at the grocery store that somehow still has Nuka-Cola.
I got 1,000 bottle caps. Actually, yeah, that's a lot.
Wow, something Mimic. That is a deep cut. Megaton is now a rad zone, I bet. Wow.
I can't do anything. I keep pressing to activate the remote detonator again and again, but the bomb doesn't go off anymore.
Alright, yeah, Fancy Cat says, yes, please go back to Megaton. You'll never believe who you meet there.
Okay, I'm going back right now. I'm going to fast travel. Megaton Ruins is what it's called now.
Yodel says, I am the immoral Andy Dick.
So basically you're Andy Dick, you just haven't been kicked out of any clubs yet.
I really... Will somebody please make an image of Andy Dick wearing the Emberton Joe mask? Like, the Emberton Joe face mask.
Whoa!
Tubes, it'd be awesome.
Whoa! Whoa! Holy crap! It's the chick who I told to stop writing the book because I got tired of being her errand boy.
Oh,
she was like, "Hey, do you want to go and get like 600 rads and get poisoned so I can play doctor on you and fix you up?" I was like, "What? Sure." Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna ask her to tell me more about the holotape. Oh wait, what? She's still talking about the same things. Can you? Oh, since you kept me from wasting my life on the book, I had chance to refine the repair process a bit. As she's dead! Sure,
Danny P76, no! Danny P76 says, now she's hot. That is, wow.
How come I'm not getting rads right now, though? That's my question.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because here's the crater.
Is that a perk that you can get? Can you make yourself more resistant to radiation? I can't remember that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, I can't. I have the game volume. I can't hear it, so I don't know if it's making the Geiger counter go up. But this is right here where the bomb was, and if you go into it, you will get rads. And this is the skeleton of the Brahmin that was sitting approximately right over here. Everybody's dead except for Moira. Wow, this is depressing. This is really depressing. Yodel, this is all your fault.
Yodel, look what you did.
There is just... wow.
Oh, Fancy Cat 2008 says her dialogue is funnier if you don't cancel the book quest.
Oh, damn it!
So that's why she's not saying that she's not making with the yucks.
Oh, bollocks! And I canceled that quest a bunch of saves ago, and I'm not going back to redo it. I'll YouTube video those because I want to see this now. So, to go back to what we were talking about earlier, the reason why I picked this back up is because I wanted to go through, because the first playthrough I did just the critical path, and then I did all the DLC. But I never did any of the side quests. Much like when I did my first playthrough of Mass Effect, I just, I critical pathed it.
Oh, you
my
shotgunned.
God.
You shotgunned your way
what's
through.
going on here?
I always think that I'm just gonna critical path it, and then I'm never able to do that. There's always some side quests that I get caught up in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's that working out for you in Witcher 3?
Terrible, terrible. Like,
have you killed the Griffin yet?
Oh, dude. So I have done pretty much everything you can. All of the quests up to about level 24.
Jesus.
I'm level 20.
That game doesn't have a level cap, I'm told, as well.
No level cap, but all of the quests that you can do that are like recommended level 24, I've done almost all of them in Velen and Novigrad.
Okay.
Like there are a bunch of Witcher contracts I skipped because they were way too low level by the time I got to them.
Yeah, and it'd just be wasting your time for not enough payoff, right?
Right. But like all of the diagrams for like I went to find like all the diagrams for the enhanced and base level like feline Witcher school armor, and I've damn near looked at every like question mark on the map. I couldn't resist. I did almost all of it because all of it is so interesting.
Right, yeah.
It's not like... It's the opposite of what I hate in open world games. Yeah. Where it's like, oh, go here and do this race. And then go here and collect this bauble. Like all the bull crap that you have to do in the Batman movies, or Batman games. Or like Infamous. Where it's like, oh, now go here and fly through one gate and then a number will tick off, like, on the menu. I hate that crap. And Witcher 3, like, even more so than Skyrim and Fallout 3, because I love the breadth of the worlds in Fallout 3 and Skyrim. And Bethesda's games in total, I love the world that they give you. But the story just isn't that interesting. You don't meet interesting characters. There's not a whole lot of incident. You know what I mean? But when I play Witcher 3, even like the tiniest side quest will yield up something interesting that's full of like human character.
Well, see, I'm going to this goes back to what I was saying earlier. I'm going to disagree with you on that, because for me the quest in Fallout 3, the main quest, it was that feeling of, all right, I'm going to every location and I'm just missing reuniting with my dad. It was really strong and it pulled me through.
Like a lot of the side quest stuff.
Okay.
Like when I play Fallout 3 and Skyrim, like the main quest stuff is interesting. Like they flesh that out. Mm-hmm. But the side quest stuff is always like you show up and it's just like oh, a cave, and this cave has some stuff in it, and I went to this other cave, and that cave had some stuff in it. Yeah. But, like, the main quest in Fallout 3 was I never finished the main quest in Skyrim or Oblivion.
Right.
But
same
I finished
here.
the main quest in Fallout 3 because, like you said, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, trying to find your dad, like trying to get across this country, which is like so forbidding. I love that stuff. Yeah, and like the thing with Fallout 3 is, for me, it was really interesting seeing the destroyed national landmarks and stuff. Like that was huge to me. Like seeing, I remember going to Into the Pixel, which is it's the art gallery at every E3 that is of nothing but concept art. And I remember seeing the display for Fallout 3, and I think it was the Capitol building, just in ruins. I was like, God, that is absolutely beautiful. And like I think that scene just kind of sold me on it. But the whole idea of just
the game is... I've never, like you said, I've never finished a Elder Scrolls story mode, ever.
Yeah.
I spent 80 or 90 hours in Oblivion, and I never came anywhere near close to doing the story mode. Or I think I did maybe like a tenth of it, something like that. I didn't do much of the main quest. I did all of the Fighters Guild stuff, I did all of the arena stuff, and that was about it. And I did a bunch of dicking around. But with this, I was actually compelled to finish the quest, the main quest. And Skyrim, I wanted to explore more than actually do the main story. And I've just I never felt compelled to do the main story for that game, ever.
Where are you right now?
I am on my way to Galaxy News Radio.
You're going to Galaxy News Radio?
Yeah, I died and then it reloaded. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to travel in the daytime, because traveling in the daytime is way more interesting. And it looks better, too. But yeah, I did this because... What's going on here? What happened? Why is my screen black?
Why is your screen black?
That was weird. I don't know what just happened. Anyways, but yeah, there's something about this game that, it drew me through to finishing the story. Except for, there was a point, though, when I first played it, I got out of the vault, and I was just running around exploring stuff, and then I got absolutely annihilated by some raiders. And I realized that I hadn't saved since I had exited the vault at that point. And that caused massive amounts of frustration and me putting the game down until Operation Anchorage came out. And I was like, alright, I need to finish the campaign on this, and I just powered through it.
Tim, this is off subject.
Uh-oh.
But, so, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, the Koji Igarashi game that was kickstarted, this sort of spiritual successor to the old Castlevania games.
Kickstarted all to hell. Like, it has done amazing amounts of funding.
So the goal was 500,000, right?
Yep.
500,000, and they wanted 500,000 because he brought it to a bunch of different publishers, and none of them wanted anything to do with it. They said, no, we're not going to fund your game because nobody wants it.
Right.
So they were looking for $500,000. It just broke $4 million.
Jesus. That is him. Like, it's been interesting to watch the crumbling of Konami.
Yeah.
This year. It's been something beautiful to watch.
Hey, there's a thing I can talk about since the embargo lifted. Engadget.com ran a preview of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, which you can go read right now, and I will put that in the chat. But I actually got to play Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain at Konami's pre-E3 event where they kidnapped us.
Oh, that's fun. Did you have to ride on the side of a horse?
So we did not have to ride horses. But so Konami to get us to play Metal Gear Solid 5, they were like, the only way they would let us is they were like, all right, well, we're gonna bus you out to what, the studio in Los Angeles that was formerly known as Kojima Productions Los Angeles is now Konami Los Angeles.
Well, now it's just there's like a scratch mark and a bunch of black marker over everywhere it says Kojima on that building.
Right.
They're like, we gotta scratch this out. He doesn't exist.
So they brought us out there. You were not allowed to go anywhere unattended. Like, even, to the bathroom, there were, people flanking the hallway.
Well, I mean, you would see all those mobile games that are in development, if you did.
all those sweet mobile games. And, pretty much nobody was, allowed to talk to each other. And, Single and Love It says Konami just announced the cover star of Pro Evolution Soccer 2016. So that was the other thing. So they were like, you have to go, and everybody's going to be broken up into groups. You're going to play Metal Gear Solid 5 for 2 hours, and then you have to go play Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh,
and
God.
you're not, you can't leave. You can't leave where you are. You have to go play it.
This sounds like the worst version of Sleep No More ever.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. But I can tell you...
What is going on?
Pro Evolution Soccer 2016 is at least better than the recent years of Pro Evolution Soccer. It is not as good as FIFA 16. At least I didn't think so. It plays a lot more similar to FIFA now, I will say.
Okay.
And as for Metal Gear Solid 5, I could have just done that all freaking day, man. I could have played that game for days. It was really cool. It was really, really, really cool. We got to play the first few story missions, and I did like 3 or 4 of the early side missions that you can try. And like it's really cool. Like you get to go out into the Afghani desert, and you know it's sort of like in Peace Walker, in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I don't know if you played that one, where you recruit people to your army by knocking them out and then tying a balloon to them, and they fly away. And so you can do this. You can do this in Metal Gear Solid 5, and you could do it to anything. So if you see some goats or rats out in the wild, or dogs, you can knock out all of these things.
And you can make them into you can have a zoo with them, right?
You could just have them live on your base out.
You have a menagerie.
You know,
a menagerie.
Yes, something Mimic says, I want to recruit a goat in Metal Gear Solid 5. Man, it is so satisfying to recruit a goat. But, like, one of the funnest things is, so you can't, like, if you have these binoculars to, like, spy on all the Russian soldiers that control the landscape, and you can't understand what they're saying. They're all speaking Russian. So one of the very first side missions you can take on is you can go to find one soldier in the landscape who speaks English as well as Russian.
Oh.
And the goal is to knock him out and kidnap him so that he'll be your translator. And
naturally.
Yeah, of course, like you do. And when you find him, when I found him, it was like the middle of the night, and I snuck up on this building, like this road stop, like checkpoint that he was guarding, and he was trying to teach another Russian soldier how to speak English.
Okay.
And so, rather than just like blaze in and knock the hell out of them and then kidnap the guy, I just sort of sat there and listened to their conversation. And so he's speaking English and then making the other guy repeat after him. So he's like, I slept with your girlfriend. I was like, oh, Hideo Kojima, you complete friggin' weirdo.
How many mini games are there that you need to take pictures of your food and then post them to a microblogging service?
Yeah,
does that exist in that game?
I don't think it does. I you know, Raythan, what's up, Anthony? Hello to you as well. Hello. And hello to everybody who's hanging out with us today while we play Fallout 3. And talk about Oingo Boingo songs in Metal Gear Solid Butt.
Metal Gear Solid Butt?
Metal Gear Butts.
That's what you did say. You said Metal Gear Solid Butt.
Metal Gear Solid Butts.
So my question, and this is to go back to Pro Evolution, is how does that game look running on the Fox engine now? Like, because Metal Gear Solid 5 looks pretty alright. How does Pro Evolution look?
So the last time I played Pro Evolution was Pro Evo 2013, which was the very first commercial game to use the Fox engine. It was for PS3 and 360, and it was terrible. Well, actually, it wasn't terrible. It was okay. There was an interesting game in there, but it looked awful. Mm-hmm. And the Fox engine looked just like raw butt parts.
I was gonna say hot buttered turds.
Hot buttered turds. It really did look like hot buttered turds. In Metal Gear Solid 5, the Fox engine is looking killer, man. It looks great.
It's running at 60 frames a second, right?
Yeah, it looks hot to death. We played it on PlayStation 4s, and it was just hot as hell. Pro Evolution Soccer I played on Xbox One, and it looked way better. Night and day. Night and day. Looked way better. It looked pretty good. I would say it looked pretty damn good. The character models especially look really nice, and the animations are really nice as well. Because Pro Evo 16 is very much about, like, instead of sort of the team, controlling the full team mechanics that have defined Pro Evo in recent years, it's much more focused on, like, man-to-man.
Okay.
Sort of like FIFA in a lot of ways, where it really feels like you're in control of the character as he's facing off, and pulling off some really cool animations when you dribble around to do it, and it looks really good. I will say that, like, that's kind of it for how it looks, though. You know, like, I played a couple of matches in Pro Evo and wanted to see, really wanted to see, like, the dynamic weather and stuff, because I know that's one of the big things that the Fox engine does. It's
right.
All these environmental effects. And, you know, I played a game in, like, the middle of the night, and it was raining, and then a game in sunshine and during the day, and there was just no discernible difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, and
oh,
so,
no! Oh, that wasn't smart.
Oh, man.
Oh, I turned those. This is all my fault too. I turned that gas valve on. I didn't think anything about it.
Everything exploded. Just everything forever exploded.
Something Mimic, I believe, said that in Metal Gear Solid 5, basically all the soldiers just say vodka, vodka, Boris Yeltsin.
Yeah, it's just like Zangief's ending in Street Fighter 2. It's the exact same thing.
All right, I think I'm about to hit Galaxy News Radio, and just like minutes after I cured my my concussion because my head was crippled, I got my head and arm crippled again.
I love the limb stuff. I love that limb stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah, So, do you think that Fallout 4 is actually going to hit this year?
No.
You don't?
No.
But Bethesda they have precedence for releasing the year that they announce.
Oh, actually, that's true.
That's the thing. Like, they make a debut at E3 and then it comes out that year.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I think that if Bethesda ZeniMax publishing entity.
I'm sorry, I have a super mutant coming after me.
He just wants to be your friend.
He says no more games. He's
Oh wow, he just got right up on top of you too.
I mean yeah.
Yeesh.
And then he was followed closely behind by a red scorpion.
Yeesh. Wow, it sucks in there.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. I would not be surprised if Fallout 4 was 2016. I will say that.
Oh,
I would be far. If you like, and I don't. This is not insider information or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, neither one of us know anything about this.
I would say that if I was going to look at a likely scenario, I would see fall 2015, the new Doom. I would say that's Bethesda ZeniMax's game that they put out this year. I see the new Doom coming out, and then I see Fallout 4 next year. But I might be wrong. I mean, like, I think that we're also going. I think Bethesda and ZeniMax is probably going to show us. I think they're probably gonna show us. We're gonna see Dishonored 2. I think we're probably gonna see Dishonored 2. I think we're probably going to hear about the release plans for Doom, and I think that we're gonna see Fallout 4. Like, Fallout 4 is playable. They have already told us that we get to play Fallout 4, but Yeah, man. I'm not sure if Fallout 4 actually actually makes it out in 2015. Sparks V. The question is, when will Fallout be free to play? Konami buys Fallout, cancels Fallout 4, strips Bethesda's name out of there. Render B, don't forget they will almost certainly do an Elder Scrolls Online expansion. That's true, Render B. I completely agree. There's definitely going to be an Elder Scrolls Online expansion. But Elder Scrolls Online is managed and controlled by a completely separate entity within the ZeniMax structure. There's ZeniMax Online, a studio that was built from the ground up that is just to sit there and run Elder Scrolls Online. So it's very much, you know, sort of independent of the larger publishing concerns.
Yeah, the thing with... Alright, so Bethesda has a press conference this year, which is the first time they've ever done anything like this. It's an hour long. It is... they've shown basically, you know, kind of what we think is their entire hand. Fallout 4, Doom 4, and I think Dishonored 2 is going to be there, but it feels like 20 minutes each game feels a little bit longer than we would normally get. So there's got to be a surprise in there, and I was thinking maybe they're going to show off, oh god, Super Mutants. Maybe they're going to show off Elder Scrolls Online on console, or talk about that for a for plans. I don't know.
That's out.
Right, but like future DLC plans or something.
Yeah. Hop142 says, Anthony, if it had just been a teaser trailer, I would agree, 2016, but a game engine trailer, that's a game out this year. I don't know, man. I think that we often see games in engine before, you know, I think it's far more common to see an in-engine game trailer than it is to see something that's pre-prepared. You know, like Metal Gear Solid 5 was shown to us 2 years ago.
Yeah, at E3. It was at the Microsoft conference.
Yeah, and like being like, here, look, this is in-engine, and look how crazy it is. Like, that was 2013 that we saw that.
But
and,
see, if this was any other studio, I would say yes. But like Bethesda, like I said, given their history of launching the year they announce, that is what really makes me think that it's going to hit this year. Like I said, any other studio, I would say yeah, next year. But Bethesda,
I wouldn't bet. Put it that way. Like if somebody said, you know, I'll bet you $5 that Fallout 4 comes out this year, I wouldn't take that bet. I'm not that sure that it'll come out next year.
It's only $5.
I'm not a gambler, man. I'm a skinflint when it comes to gambling. And the 1 hour press conference thing, I don't think that... I think the 1 hour conference thing that Bethesda has going on is just the fact that Bethesda has been very, very, very intentionally over the past few years been ramping up its presence as a larger publishing entity.
Right. Like they bought Arcane, right?
Right.
They bought id.
Right. Mega Scotty Hottie, remember when games were announced at E3? You know, I think that's another thing. Pepper Sandwich, I bet you $4.99 Fallout 4 is this year. Done! I'll take that $4.99 bet. As soon as it's under $5, the psychology just breaks down. I'll take it.
Sparks V says, Rage HD re-release for PS4, Xbox One.
Yep.
That's happening.
Rage HD re-release, Vita exclusive.
I think that it'd be more likely that we would see a Dishonored re-release than Rage.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Sparks V was being jovial there, but I really think it would not surprise me to see a Dishonored re-release at all.
Dishonored, freaking Dishonored, like Ultimate Edition or whatever for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I think is a guarantee.
Dude, we're getting Darksiders 2 on PS4, and I've been screaming for that for a year and a half or 2 years because that game is incredible, has an amazing soundtrack, and nobody got. Not enough people played that game.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Watch yourself out there.
Yeah. I want to play that game on PS4 super hard.
Yeah, I want that series to continue.
Me too. Me too.
Were you more of a Darksiders 1 or 2 guy?
I didn't play Darksiders 1, but I went all in on 2. Like
I liked 1 more than I liked 2, and my problem with 2 is that I like a lot of people will be like, that's a stupid complaint, but I thought 2 was too long.
Okay, I didn't finish 2. I got to the water. Basically, I'll call it the water temple, and I was on my way to go do something after that, and it's something that I chip away at when I want to play something. It's like, oh, I kind of want something I haven't played in a while. I want something different. I will pop that in because the game's incredible. I really like it a lot.
So, Mega Scotty Hottie, can we talk about Just Cause 3?
I don't
technically, no, not right now. We can't talk about Just Cause 3. We will be able to talk about Just Cause 3.
Oh!
We will be able to talk about Just Cause 3 on Tuesday, June 16th.
So
go to engadget.com/gaming on June 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be able to talk about Just Cause 3.
I love non-disclosure agreements.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying that, like, there's a time and a place to talk about Just Cause 3.
And this is the exact time and place to talk about Just Cause 3.
Sparks V, off topic. Anthony, did you play the Mad Max game done by Avalanche that's releasing this year? I just want to know if there's a Nemesis system in there, please. I did play the Mad Max game by Avalanche. I got to play it for a little while. It is very, very similar to Shadows of Mordor.
Is that good or bad? Does that work in its favor? Because Shadows of Mordor was very Assassin's Creed-y meets Batman.
So that was kind of my problem with what I played of the Mad Max demo. I thought it was actually okay. And I'm gonna pop our hands on into the chat here. I thought Mad Max was okay. It had some problems. But I will say that I ran into something that made me think that it was going to be like the Nemesis system.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually asked Warner Brothers, is there shared technology between Shadow of Mordor and Mad Max? Does it have the Nemesis? Like, is there anything shared between these? I asked, and the answer is no.
That's so weird. EA does it. That's why every non-sports game is using Frostbite so they can share technology.
Because I did run into, while I was playing Mad Max, I ran into this guy in the Wasteland who was just like a dude out in this canyon. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go see what this dude is all about. And he was like, hey, have you heard about this warlord Slackgum? And that was the warlord's name, was Slackgum. And so he told me about Slackgum, and then a message came up on the screen that was like, you now know about Slackgum and Slackgum's weaknesses. Which is like straight up Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Like straight up Nemesis system stuff. But that was it. Like, I just got that text message. And like it wasn't like there was some sort of hierarchy of warlords as far as I could tell, which was disappointing because I was like, hell, if you're just making Shadow of Mordor Mad Max edition, then I'm in it to win it. But that was not really the case. That was not really the case.
Shadow of Mordor, Mega Scotty High. Oh god, I keep dying in the same exact spot, and this is unfortunate because I keep forgetting to save. So, Anthony,
yes,
we're going to be playing Jurassic Park tomorrow. Friday, we're taking a day off from streaming, as far as I know.
Yep.
And
then next week.
Yeah, next week. Jessica, myself, Mr. Joseph Volpe, Edgar Alvarez, and Matt Smith are going to be in the City of Angels at E3. What are you going to be doing all next week?
We'll be doing so much because
you're not there. You're not with us.
I'm not. I'm not with you. But I am with everybody who is here in the chat and watching. I am your E3 streaming destination We are.
What's you're their you are their E3 spirit guide.
I am their E3 spirit animal. I am the E3 spirit animal, and you will be able to catch me and a cavalcade of developers. Here,
What developers?
we are going to be talking to Z-Boyd Games, the creators of Cosmic Star Heroine. We are going to be talking to Mike Bithell, the creator of Volume. We are going to be talking to Playtonic, the guys making Ukulele, the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. We're going to be talking with Stoic, the creators of Banner Saga. Larian, the creators of Divinity Original Sin. We're going to have Epic Games on to talk about Fortnite. We're going to have many, 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 many people here on the stream. There will be so much discussion about the light bar. If you guys want to get a look at that schedule of streams, go to engadget.com/gaming for the stream schedule. And yeah, like we're just keep an eye out. Follow Tim on Twitter.
Yeah, I recently got my account unlocked so I can tweet again.
Yeah, follow him there so you guys can know what's going on with us. So twitter.com/engadget, twitter.com/joystick, twitter.com/JessCondit.
With 2 T's.
2 T's, twitter.com. I'm writing all these down. Twitter.com/T. It's T Seppala?
No, Tim Seppala. Same as my my Twitch handle.
Tim Seppala. Twitter.com/A.John Agnello. And you guys will know all about our crazy E3 plans.
We've got all kinds of awesome stuff lined up. We have 3 appointments booked for Halo 5. Which is insanity.
That is insane.
They called me up with a new one this week, and they're like, hey, do you want, like, we can't tell you anything about this. I was like, okay, this is going to be a trust exercise. Said, we don't have a lot of time at E3, and we aren't giving anybody 3 appointments. They said, no, trust us, this is worth it. I said, if it isn't, I'm not going to be happy. He said, no, you're going to be very glad that you came. So, that is on Tuesday morning. I'm going to be doing that instead of sitting and watching the Nintendo stream. So
the Nintendo stream.
We will.
The Nintendo stream.
And we're going to be doing video stuff all throughout the week too. I'm told we're going to be doing reaction videos after the press conferences. It's going to be a good time, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to E3 next week.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So everybody, please follow us here if you have not already. Follow us at those Twitter handles to know what we're up to. Bookmark engadget.com/gaming. Catch up on all that. And tomorrow, tune back in right here.
For an adventure 65 million years in the making.
65 million. Literally, it's just going to be us imitating Jeff Goldblum for 2 hours straight. 2 hours. 2 hours of that. And
you do have dinosaurs on this stream, right?
Yep, there are going to be dinosaurs. Tim is going to be playing 1 hour of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis for the original Xbox, played on an original Xbox. Get friggin' ready. And then I am going to be playing an hour of Jurassic Park for the Sega Genesis.
God, I played so much of that game. I haven't seen it in years, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's stream.
It's going to be awesome. There's just going to be... So, Tim, I've been, in order to prepare for this weekend and this stream, I have been rewatching all of the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh, God.
I forced my wife to sit through 2 and most of 3 last night.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to tell you, Jurassic Park 3 is the only game in town if you absolutely, positively need to see William H. Macy and Téa Leoni have sex after digging through a giant pile of poop to find a cell phone. That's the only game in town.
Well, it's because he's got that mustache. She cannot deny that mustache.
God, that Macy stash.
God, and then the talking raptors.
Yeah, there's talking raptors. They are all like in on it together. They start a small business, and that's a great movie. But yeah, well,
Something Mimic, that is exactly it. That is exactly it. When I get ready for a stream, it's like Nick Cage and Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes,
that is exactly it.
he does the fingers shaking near his head and the whole thing. The whole thing.
So,
all right, everybody. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, get yourself ready for some dinosaurs.
all right. See you later, everybody. Talk to